Dear Mr. President, do we have your attention yet? Like, we the people. We black people. We your nation. And I'm not talking about the attention that you're paying with the tweets. I'm not talking about that helicopters flying, but that's right now. The attention that could potentially evoke feeling and emotion, sadness, anger, empathy, even spark imagination. Like, have you imagined what it would be like for your sons to be hunted down? The way that being killed in broad daylight, while the people taping felt powerless because all they could do is tape. You're giving us tweets and you're also giving us military threats. Yeah, I heard the speech. I heard it. I heard the speech, the written speech. But it's different from when you actually something and you actually just speak from your heart. Because, when you address the NFL players for kneeling for this very reason, those sons of bitches, as you call them, they came from the heart. So where's that energy? Where is that? I don't know. But the nation is not okay right now. And so I know you got a hard job. It's part of the job description. But do we have your attention? Like, what are you about to do? What are you doing right now? I'm talking about past the military threat. What are you doing right now? Dear Mr. President, Jacob Blake. Yeah, I just wanted to say something real quick. Man, I posted something yesterday about the Jacob Blake incident that happened seeing the video. Read things all about it, and I posted it to raise awareness and also just to share an outrage. Man, this is happening too much. And even my caption said, is this routine becoming familiar? The routine of posting about unarmed black folks being brutalized and then following up with the hashtag Justice Ford or fill in the blank. And then in the comments section there, everybody goes, well, what about Twitch? Don't post that. Don't divide us like that. Don't push that narrative. Twitch like, yo, I don't have to push the narrative. The narrative is already happening. And also, for everybody that answered the post asking me about, well, what about the 5-year-old that was killed by this person? What happened to Cannon? That was awful. That was tragedy. That was tragedy. And justice is being carried out on the person that did that. If I'm not mistaken, the person that committed that atrocity is arrested and charged with first-degree murder. We still yelling about justice for Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, Elijah McClain, shit, Sandra Bland, Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice. Yo, I'm just full endo Castile. The countless others that are literally happening. It seems like every other week, but you all want to get into comment section and be like, oh well, what about this? Why is it like when we're raising awareness on something that's happening against human rights, rather than just if you're going to leave a comment saying that is messed up? Man, that's messed up. You got to go. Yeah, but what about almost like you trivializing it? It almost has this, like, slight undertone. Like you a little tired of hearing this narrative. Oh, imagine that. Imagine that. Very saddening. New speaking Twitch boss and the choreographer DJ and co-host of Ellen DeGeneres' show has tied in very mysterious ways. This is a man who was just, by the way, 40 years old. Both died on Tuesday at the hotel. According to the so many reports that are coming in from Los Angeles, and according to the Los Angeles Medical Examiner, they have not actually come out to release the cause of his death. His wife has come out via Instagram. The lady known as Allison Hooker, who came out to share a very heartbreaking, and suddening statement from her. She said, according to the statement, she said via Instagram that it's with the heaviest of hearts that I have to share. My husband Stephen has left us. She continued, Stephen lit up every room he stepped into, his valid family, friends and community above all, and leading with love and light, with everything to him. He was the backbone of our family, the best husband and the father, and an inspiration to his parents. To say he lived a huge league would be an understatement, and his positive impact will continue to be felt. Dear Mr. President, can we have your interest yet? Like, we the human beings, we black human beings, we your country. And I'm now no longer speaking approximately the eye that you are paying with the tweets. I'm now no longer speaking approximately that helicopters flying, however it really is proper now. The eye that might doubtlessly evoke feeling and emotion, sadness, anger, empathy, and even spark imagination. Like, have you ever imagined what it'd be like in your sons to be hunted down? The manner that being killed in large daylight hours whilst the human beings taping felt powerless due to the fact all they may do is tape. You're giving us tweets and you are additionally giving us Navy threats. Yeah, I heard the speech. I heard it. I heard the speech, the written speech. But it is extraordinary from whilst you really something and also you really simply talk out of your heart. Because you realize whilst you deal with the NFL gamers for kneeling for this very reason, those sons of bitches, as you name them, they got here from the heart. So where's that energy? Where is that? I do not realize. But the country isn't okay proper now. And so I realize you acquire a tough task. It's a part of the task description. However, can we have your interest? Like, what are you approximately to do? What are you doing proper now? I'm speaking approximately beyond the Navy threat. What are you doing proper now? Dear Mr. President Jacob Blake. Yeah, I simply desire to mention something actual quick. Man, I published something the day before today, approximately the Jacob Blake incident that occurred seeing the video. Read matters all approximately, and I published it to elevate attention and additionally simply to percentage and outrage. Man, this is occurring too much. And even my caption stated, is that this habitual turning into familiar? The habitual of posting approximately unarmed black parents being brutalized after which following up with the hashtag Justice Ford or fill with inside the blank. And then with inside the feedback phase, there each person goes, well, what if approximately Twitch? Don't put up that. Don't divide us like that. Don't push that narrative. Twitch like, yo, I do not must push the narrative. The narrative is already occurring. And additionally, for each person that spoke back the put up asking me approximately, well, what approximately the 5 vintage that become killed via wave means of this person? What occurred to canon? That become awful. That become tragedy. That become tragedy. And justice is being accomplished on the individual that did that. If I'm now no longer mistaken, the individual that dedicated that atrocity is arrested and charged with first diploma murder. We nevertheless yelling approximately justice for Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, Elijah McClain, shit, Sandra Bland, Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice. Yo, I'm simply Philando Castile. The infinite others which might be actually occurring. It looks like each different week. However, you all need to get into remark phase and be like, oh well, what approximately this? Why is it like whilst we are elevating attention on something it really is occurring towards human rights, in place of simply if you'll go away a remark saying, this is messed up. Man, it really is messed up. You were given to go. Yes, however, what approximately nearly such as you trivializing it. It nearly is this, like, mild undertone. Like you a touch uninterested in listening to this narrative. Oh, believe that? Imagine that. Very saddening. New speaking, Twitch boss and the choreographer, DJ, and co-host of Ellen DeGeneres' show has tied in very mysterious ways. This is a person who becomes simply, via way of means of the manner, 40 years vintage. Both died on Tuesday on the hotel. According to the such a lot of reviews which might be coming in from Los Angeles, and in line with the Los Angeles Medical Examiner, they've got now no longer really pop out to launch the reason of his death. His spouse says pop out through Instagram. The woman referred to as Allison Hooker, who got here out to percentage a totally hardening, heartbreaking, and suddening assertion from her. She stated, in line with the assertion, she stated through Instagram that it is with the heaviest of hearts that I must percentage. My husband Stephen has left us. She continued, Stephen lit up each room he stepped into, his legitimate family, pals and network above all, and Maine with love and light. With the whole thing to him, he become the spine of our family, the fine husband and the daddy and an idea to his parents. To say he lived a massive league could be an understatement, and his superb effect will remain felt.